asalaamaaleykum mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a nuyu seen tur ak seen sant di leen jaajëfal si toppa bi ngeen ñu de toppa comme ni ma leen ko dee waxee rek ñun yéen lañ fi nekkal loo leen bëgguñ lu leen naxari tamit duñ ko def su leen neex rek la noo dox man la Fatmata Jaaju ak suma càmmiñ bi di Alhasan di leen dalal si seen beneen Good Morning Africa show.
Wow, jërëjëf Fatoumata. Well, viewers, good morning. I am Alhassan Cissé and you're watching the Good Morning Africa show. Comme nu mu ko waxee rek ñun moom yéen lañ fi nekkal comme ni ñu leen ko dee defalee itam dañ leen a ñëwal ak ay news review suñu studio stories yi dem si yeneen media outlets yi yéen itam indi leen ay gan pour gën a leeral rek lii di dox si dëkk bi.
Alhasan fanaa koor gi léegi 13 days moo dem 13 la ñu am.
yaakaar non akuñ 13 bëri na di tey 9 la non tey 9 la yow yaa ngi caali
kon xaajanguñ
yow yaa ngi caali
dafa mel ni 21 days moo des léegi wala 20
around the 20 waaye xam ti nga de
ndéema moom koor gi daf ma over sonal bi lay ndéema daf ma over sonal
waaye ni ñoo def rek dañoo dem ak suñu studio story si the World Food Programme on Monday expressed concern over the worsening food crisis in North Korea. During a visit to South Korea, WFP Executive Director David Beasley appealed for donation to support food aid to Pyongyang. North Korea is facing severe UN sanctions since 2006 after it unilaterally fired its nuclear arsenal. Sanctions have left it isolated from the international community. Let's look at that report for a better understanding.
The World Food Programme WFP on Monday expressed concern over the worsening food crisis in North Korea. During a visit to South Korea, WFP Executive Director David Beasley appealed for donations to support food aid to Pyongyang, Yonhap News Agency reported. We are very concerned about the situation there and we are hopeful that we can come up with some solutions, Beasley said after his meeting in Seoul with South Korean Unification Minister Kim Yon-on-chul to discuss North Korea's worsening food situation. Whatever we do, we will assure the donors that the food or any assistance will meet their objectives. We have monitoring systems in place, he added. South Korea has expressed its desire to send shipments of food aid to the north after WFP and the Food and Agriculture Organization said in a joint report that nearly 10 million North Koreans are in urgent need of food. It was in 2010 that South Korea last provided food assistance to North Korea. The communist country was hit badly by floods that year. Seoul had delivered 5,000 tons of rice to Pyongyang. U.S. President Donald Trump has supported the latest food aid move by Seoul. The WFP and FAO said that North Korea's crop output last year hit the lowest level since 2008, urging UN member states including South Korea to contribute to their efforts to help North Korea with its worsening food shortfalls. We are assessing the situation. Obviously, everybody knows there was bad weather, droughts, flooding. There was bad snow. There was a lot of different conditions impacting the food security situation in North Korea, Beasley said in Seoul today. The report speaks for itself, so we have very serious concerns. Beasley also met South Korean Foreign Minister Kang Yong-kwa, who said Beasley's visit came at a very timely moment. The South Korean Unification Minister will meet leaders from civic groups and religious organizations on Tuesday as part of efforts to listen to their opinions with regard to food assistance to the north. North Korea is facing severe UN sanctions since 2006 after it unilaterally fired its nuclear arsenal. Sanctions have left it isolated from the international community.
Waaw Fatmata li nekk na xibaar boo xam ne tam bi tam ñëwee na si kaw daal ndax gis nañ lii di North Korea fu mu ne nii ñu ngi am lii di food crisis ba tax na dégg nañ ne about 10 million people ñu ngi need urgent food loo xam ne comme nekk na amoon boo xam ne bëri na trop.
waaw bëri na moom si bëri na even though it is not the whole of the population but 10 million rek dafa nekk loo xam ne you cannot underestimate it but then there's something ironical about North Korea's situation right now. Many believe while they are starving, though they've mentioned some factors that led to their starvation, which is flood and drought, but then the efforts and the resources that they're using to build nuclear weapons and the resources they're using to test the weapons as well, the missiles and all, could be transferred or diverted into the needs of the people, which is food, which is what people really need, what they urgently need at this period.
Exactly. Ba pare comme seen nuclear test yi nii seen bi amoon na time ñu naan launch fii seen ballistic missiles yi mu nekkoon loo xam ne raise na eyebrows, and then the whole world was really focused on that, especially lii di America. Na gis nañ the contention between the American administration and then the North Korea administration mu nekk loo xam ne daal nekk na affaire te gis nañ ne lii di UN ñu ngi sanction lii di North Korea depuis 2006 mu nekk loo xam ne daal is playing a very very big
because it
role
doesn't make sense at all. Yo sa dëkk mu ngi starve, and then you're busy building weapons. I don't see the sense in all that, honestly.
mu nekk loo xam ne daal doy na waar trop 10 million people daal is not a mega number, ndax gis nañ ne ñun moom ñun as Gambia rek ñun we are not even up to 3 million.
I know, right?
Danaka ay 2 million lañ. So nga imagine 10 million people are
right?
starving, and then they need immediate food supply to be able to continue with life. Mu nekk loo xam ne yéeme na trop. Waaye dañoo dem ak suñu next story bi. The Gambia will no longer host the 2019 summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, according to reports reaching iAfrica TV. According to reports, the Gambia has given the authority to Saudi Arabia to host the summit. The Gambia, according to reports from Saudi media, requested that Saudi fulfill part of the financial pledge it made earlier to help Banjul prepare for the summit, as part of the deal to allow Saudi to host the world's biggest Islamic conference. The Gambia delegation also asked Saudi to vouch for the Gambia to host the 2021 OIC summit. Mu nekk loo xam ne daal xibaar boo xam ne ñu bëri ñu ngi ko daan anticipate, wax bi nag bëri woon na nag as far as suñ dëkk bi is concerned, and am na wax yu génnoon earlier di wax ne OIC bi sax am na nu faa demee Gambia duñ ko host. Mu nekkoon loo xam ne ñu bëri dañ ko daan waxtaanee, waaye dafa mel ni léegi xibaar ñëw na boo xam ne leeral na nit ñi ne lii di Gambia moom duñ host 2019 OIC summit bi.
Waaw ba tey leerangul leer yooyu sax ndax kii di seen PRO bi iAfrica jot nañ ko fee am démba, waaye moom nanguta wax lu clair, waxut ñu kon nanguta confirm daal mu ne moom su dee am na tamit ñoom jotanguñ si information boobu, waaye fu mu ne nii fa naa nu mbir mi di demee foofu la jëm. Xëy na dañ bañ a come out clear rek, waaye with time xam naa dinañ ñëw wax Gambien si lan moo nekk di really happen. Ba pare fa naa part of the reasons lu tax ñu war ko cancer mooy ne Gambia amanguñ that infrastructural we are not infrastructurally fit to host it yet, ba tax na ñii di Saudi xëy na ñoo ko host this year, then ñoom dinañ ñu support, dinañ ñu jox tuuti support pour ñu host mooy 2021 elections yi with the support of other African nations tamit.
Waaw mu nekk loo xam ne tam am na solo trop ndax di information bi am mooy gis nañ ne comme fi nga wax rek ne amuñ loo xam ne loolu lañ war a use pour mun a host lii di summit bi nii, ba tax na am nañ négociation ak lii di Saudi ba fu mu ne nii dafa mel ni ñooñu la ñu délégué affaire bi pour ñu host affaire 2019 summit bi, waaye dafa mel ni ñu ngi anticipate Gambia comme pour ñu war a host di summit in 2021. Dafa mel ni si négociation bi dafa mel ni loolu noonu lañ project, ndax mënuñ ko amee time bi nii, waaye ñu négocier ak Saudi pour ñu voucher leen, maanaam ñu jox leen that guarantee shot of pour ñu lobby leen pour 2021 ñun Gambie ñu mun a host lii di 2021 OIC summit bi. waaye am na tam leneen lu ñu si yokka mooy lii di benefits yi, ndax gis nañ ne depuis ñu ne dañoo host this OIC summit, gis nañ some infrastructure yoo xam ne ñu ngi see dox, yenn projets yoo xam ne dooroon nañ ko, waaye dafa mel ni si xibaar bu ñu am yooyu noonu dafa continuer, ndax gis nga comme even the public relation of the OIC secretariat comme nu nga ko waxee rek ne moom jotagut di info officially ne dañ postpone affaire bi, waaye ñoom si luñ nekka ñu seen liggéey mooy pour gather resources pour ñu mën a implement projects yi, te ñooñu ñu ngi si kaw loolu noonu, so it means dafa mel ni yooyu noonu fu mu nekk ni is going on, waaye the actual hosting of the summit cannot be this year,
to be realistic,
obviously. Waaye ñu dem ak suñ next story bi rek. Turkish rescue teams and gendarmerie units continue search and rescue efforts for an Anadolu agency correspondent who was swept away by an avalanche in northeast Turkey on Friday. Abdul Kadir Nishansi was covering road construction works on Mount Soganli located between northeastern Bahud and Takzun province at an altitude of 3,500 meters. Yes, let's go
rescue
with that.
teams and gendarmerie units continue search and rescue efforts for an Anadolu agency correspondent who was swept away by an avalanche in northeastern Turkey on Friday. Abdul Kadir Nisansi was covering road construction works on Mount Soganli, located between northeastern Baybod and Trabzon provinces at an altitude of 3,500 meters. Nisansi slipped when a mass of snow he stepped on broke loose at Darabasi Curves area, which is known as one of the most dangerous curves in the world. Teams of the State-run Disaster and Emergency Management Authority, National Medical Search Team, Gendarmerie Special Command of Public Security, Gendarmerie Search and Rescue Teams and paramedics were dispatched to the area.
waaw bi tam nekk beneen xibaar boo xam ne tam xibaar bu yéeme la ndax gis nañ ne lii di correspondant lii di Anadolu agency mu nekk media boo xam ne mu ngi fële si Turkey li ko dal daal nekk na loo xam ne daw na yaram trop.
dafa daw yaram Alhassan dafa daw yaram ba pare soo seetloo moom sa during his course of work num disappear rek di nga xam ne liggéeykat la ba pare jàmbaar la cause xoolal area bi num mel ñu ngi describe foofu ne is a dangerous part ba tax na foofu noonu construction lañ fa bëggoon a def pour many yoon ni fu mu nit ñi mën a jaar so during that site visit construction site visit boobu noonu la step on a snow like something then mu daanu waaye fu mu ne ni fu mu daanu ak fu exactly fan la daanu kenn mënu koo xam ba tax na gis nga soo seetee vidéo bi sax yaa ngi gis hélicoptère yi di naaw si kaw pour jéem a seet fuñ ko mën a gis waaye ba tey dafa mel ni gisaguñ ko ñu ko ñaanal si barke koor gi mu ñu gis ko mu nekk in a safe condition daal.
waaw comme ni nga waxee rek yàlla jàppale ko waaye ñu bëri nag dinañ gëm ne fu mu daanu noonu pour mu survive moom du yomba waaye li am solo mooy ñu dee searching and hopefully ñu gis li fi nam bi te Anadolu agency nekk nañ media outlet boo xam ne comme they work hand in glove with Eye Africa TV mu nekk loo xam ne daal dafa mel ni li leen dal rek ñun itam am nañ ci essayé to moon as well. waaye ñu dem ak suñu next story bi the Gambia College, one among the oldest government institutions built by the colonial masters, faces a major setback with 3 weeks passing by without lecturers as teachers stayed back home on a sit-down strike demanding for salary increase and the timely payment of salaries. The crisis depends with students joining the queue to demand better living conditions and threatening to go on strike if their demands are not given due consideration. Our Sergeant Sambu visited the Gambia College yesterday and files in this report. Let's take a look.
The Gambia College, one among the oldest government institutions built by the colonial masters, faces a major setbacks with 3 weeks passing by without lectures as teachers stayed back home on a sitting strike demanding for salary increasement and the timely payment of salaries. The lecturers at the Gambia College came up with these demands a fortnight ago, showing their frustrations to authorities and government with the poor wages and the late payment of salary, the poor living conditions in campus, sanitation, along other issues. Speaking to Eye Africa TV, the information minister of the college, who himself is a student, Swaibusi, said the frustration of lack of lectures is worsening each day, as they have been coming to school for almost a month without lectures. He pleaded with government through the Minister of Higher Education to compromise with the lecturers' demand so classes could resume.
As students, we really crying for the government to come and help us, because this is an issue that need to be addressed ASAP. Government should not just sit down in their offices and just watch us suffer in this way. As student leaders, we are trying our level best to make sure that this problem is solved, but then our powers have some limitation. We cannot go to the office of the president or office of the higher authorities to complain anyhow. And that is why we are doing what we are doing right now, meeting media houses and talking to them, because we believe the media is the widest agent of communication. From there, people will get to hear us and know what we are facing. But it's getting, day by day, and the problem is getting worse.
With the frustration of the students growing by day, the information minister said if government do not tend to speed up with the plans of meeting the lecturers' demands, he is afraid the union cannot hold on the students.
Yes, the students, their comments are really not pleasant, I might say. They're complaining that, it's 3 weeks and it's enough now. But we are trying our level best to calm them down, to understand that, doman neka kunko bang, like Mandinkas will say. We are trying to calm them down, let them understand that we are trying our level best and things will be solved, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, they are listening to us, they are following our programs, they are following whatever we are doing, they have been very patient. But if these things are not solved, it will go to a point, we ourselves as student leaders, I am afraid we might not stop the students because they will react anyhow they want to react.
The public relation officer of the School of Agriculture Students Union, Cherno Ojalo, urges the lecturers to come back to school to continue classes whilst negotiations are on the process as financial dealings cannot be done overnight.
The student union are making follow-ups. They went and make the academic staff association. They have also protocols have been taken to see the situation is remedy. But also these things are not be fixed overnight. They have to follow the due protocols because this involves what you call money issue. And by this time you find out what you call the budget, the budget has already been passed. So I think with the intervention of the Minister of Finance and the President, I think these things will be solved. But also I'm urging all the lecturers to go back to the classroom and teach while negotiations are going on to see how best to solve their problems.
On tour of the school campus, the ugly sides of the school surfaces as college built over half a century operates without proper sanitation, poor bedroom, abandoned houses invaded by bedbugs and insects, room leakages coupled with the bad smelling odor from the toilets make it uncomfortable for students to live and learn in the campus. Asanjai, the accommodation minister of the college, said the government have neglected the school, not considering the conditions of the school of the students in campus.
The living condition of our dormitory is so much terrible as at now. I can recall that this Gambia College dormitory is been neglected. It's totally been neglected. How can they neglect our dormitory? Just imagine the conditions in which our toilets are. Our toilets are so much appalling that its odor is bad totally. For once to enter there is so much bad.
He further said the mattresses used by the students have been in use for the past 25 years and its conditions needed change.
These mattresses has been here for more than 25 years, I can say it. Their hygienic is poor. Their quality is 0%, I can say it. And it has reached to the administration that we need mattresses in our dormitory so that one living condition can be good. We bring our own mattresses, buy it at the market, come with it. As the media have seen, the two mattresses have been compared to the media to see how the conditions are, and mat have been shown, floor, empty room have been shown, that students come with their mattresses now.
Aminata Job, a student of the college, said the college runs without security as properties are stolen, which forced her to evacuate the premises. She said the college, which was once a heaven during the former government receiving monthly allowances and literally paying nothing for entrances, is now demanding for $21,000 to be paid to acquire admission.
$7,000, then all these 3 years is $21,000 in order for you to enter here. Now looking at our sisters who are from the rural area, they don't have that means. Our parents didn't have that for them to pay. What are the government waiting for? Why is the college privatized? Why is it that we are not given the due for us to do the work effectively as expected? And looking at this, currently we are in the month of Ramadan. Lecturers are not teaching accurately. Why? This is my question.
We understand that certain years ago there were stipend given to students, but how is that situation here?
Okay, stipend was given, but now it's been stopped. There's nothing like stipend again. At least when we were here with the former government, people were receiving stipend, but now it's been stopped. But we don't know the reason, and we've been asking for it. Why? This is the question for the government. Why is the stipend stopped?
Of recent, the Gambia College has been faced with a couple of strikes and demonstrations since the coming of power of the new government. This latest of Gambia College lecturers sit-down strike have proven how the government of the Gambia neglects one of the fundamental pillars of our nation, education. Reporting from the college campus in Brikama, Sajo Sambu for Africa TV News.
Wow, Gambia College, one of the oldest tertiary institutions in this country. Mu nekk loo xam ne comme ni ko report bi waxee rek suñ colonial masters yi ñoo ko fi build waaye is very pathetic. I mean, from the report luñ gis nekk na loo xam ne the situation at the Gambia College is not really conducive. Ndax gis nañ ne lii di lecturer ñu ngay ñaxtu di wax ne ñoom seen working condition yi ak lii di seen salary yi ba pare gis nañ ne dafa mel ni student itam fu mu ne nii ñoom it pare nañu dugal si lu mel ni demonstration su affaire yi waree persist waaye lu gën a yéeme mooy gis nañ di conditions in the school nu fa demee di environment ak some of their leaders luñ jota project si seen wax yi ne loolu moo nekk di xew foofu noonu si Gambia College bi.
Hassan, as you said, pathetic is the right word to use in this situation. I am actually sticking my eyes.
I actually sticking my eyes on the screen, and I'm finding it really hard to believe that students are actually living under these conditions. Honestly, it is pathetic, it's overwhelming, and I think this needs, honestly, it needs urgent intervention. But as you know, we had Sajo there on the ground yesterday, and thanks to him, we were able to get an insight, an in-depth side of the story, of the student side of the story. Sajo Sambu, you were there at the Gambia College yesterday. Thank you very much, which was a pleasure. But can you give us an overview of what you saw there from as the person that had the first-hand information?
Thank you very much, Father Mother, and thank you to Alassana for once again having me on your platform. You don't have to wake up early to come to well, Father Mother, ñu wax dëgg daal suñ college bi is in a worse condition bi nga xam ni you cannot believe that this is an institution producing the highest degree of education in this Gambia. All our presidents, our ministers, suñ governance, alcalos, whosoever, a doctor or a civil servant might have gone through through the college or through the hands of a teacher to become what you are. Very decidedly, the college is being neglected and you abandon co simply because there are some parts I didn't bring in the story because students have been put it plain blank that none of the government authorities has his daughter or son in the campus. This is why they are neglecting this. It is very, very ironic to be in that position. Yesterday, I couldn't even bear the conditions, because as of now, the conditions of the school is just decided. No enough seat in the classroom. Students will have to stand for 2 hours to attend classes. The toilets are filled with water that are not even floating. The ceilings are.
It is very hard to believe, considering it is the institution that provides the people that educate our children, our sisters, our siblings. It is really hard to believe.
Indeed, you cannot just understand this. Having Gambia College, the oldest institution, and a government property now being privatized. Our students are saying, it is currently without even a single security. You breathe, or you get in anytime you want to get out anywhere time you want. You go without anybody questioning you. What are you doing here? Because you are not in uniform. Why have you got to loiter? Students have complained of losing, especially those in year 3 who are on their final term or final exams to quit this and became civil servants and man positions here to take the nation forward. Their mattresses are stolen, their bags, their laptops, and all their mobiles. They will come and break the windows behind and then enter the room. Currently, there are rooms that are if you just push the door fall out. The windows are just torn apart. So and students are still in that houses.
Were you able to speak to any authorities?
When we tried the principal was not available. We tried the registrar, people at the administration, they all dodged because nobody was willing to talk to us. Because all it seems as there's a limitation they give them. Because if you attempt to talk to somebody, he or she tells you, no, I cannot talk. Wait for the principal. So it seems as there's kind of some dictatorship inside that campus. Because you will be surprised that we were even apprehended by the gatemen at the Gambia College when we were coming. They said we shouldn't come and film here. It has to be a big argument. I have to take a bold step and tell them that I am the man in charge of the cameraman, okay? And I am saying the final. I am not going to answer to anybody. If you want me, my station is at so and so place. Come for me. Or if the government feel I did something wrong, then let them come and tell me what we did. So it was kind of this kind of some dictatorship or some kind of restriction that no media should be allowed to enter there, that nobody should talk when you're not given authority. So this kind of some fishy things inside the.
So considering the sit down strike of the lecturers and then the reaction of the students, there is speculation that the students are also, about to, queue in or to join their lecturers in a form of demonstration. What did you
understand?
actually?
There's no speculation. It's something real happening. It's just growing up it's just trying to grow up from state to state. Because of now this the issue of also the students taking the advantage to demonstrate for their domain, their laundry side, their cooking side, and the condition of the campus have already started. In fact, yesterday, whilst I was on that tour, there were a group of students and the body on a high gear meeting in closed door to come up with resolute matters in case the government failed to adhere or to respond to the demands of these teachers. So anything could happen, and the chaos could be erupted at any minute. So this is why government need to speed up whatever they are doing concerning this matter, because you cannot pay a tutor's fee of $21,000 and start for 3 weeks. You will come into 4 weeks, a month without lectures. You only come and loiter, and when you're tired, you go home. In fact, some of the students have packed and then went back home to their various villages because the demand, the living, the condition is horrible. So they get to go back home whilst there are no classes and sit relying on telephone calls with their friends in case lectures should resume and they come. But there is fear that tensions could erupt coming from the students.
Sergio, were you able to get from the students if anybody from the Ministry of Higher Education has visited or has approached them with regards to this situation since the crisis began?
Talking to the information minister, who is Swaibu made it clear that government are being dormant about the situation. Even from the Minister of Higher Education, nobody has come to visit. And nobody has come to to discuss with anybody pertaining to this issue. This is why he himself quoted this. If you see government are sitting back because none of the government authorities has his or her own daughter inside the campus, so how could they care? So that is it, and nobody is coming from the ministry. This is why he pleaded. He said, well, no matter what they're doing, no matter what plans they have to be quick with this solution, as it is in fact deterring or deteriorating their education, especially threatening the lives of those here in year 3 who are to in any minute can vacate or leave the campus of the school to man positions. If someone should leave that position, we're expecting him to be a teacher, an agriculturist, a doctor, or because you have about 4 schools. You have the School of Agriculture, School of Nursing, School of where do you go? There are 4 schools in that campus, and all of them are key commanding positions in this country, driving the success of this nation forward. So this is the same institution producing them, and if it happened to produce half education students, it means the country's future is in jeopardy.
Obviously, yeah. So were you able to have at least a lecturer to take the side of the story?
Would you be surprised if I tell you there was no lecturer in
You mean there was no lecturer visible at all?
You would see students on their own camping. So there were other people who were in fact cooking. I don't know what I think students are taking the responsibility of lecturing their own mates. So they form this kind of a group and sit in one corner, have their own cooking pots to cook, because there is no single lecturer. 9 o'clock, I was there up till around 11. There was no classes in any part of the 4 schools in this side, the campus. So students will only come and go home. So now lecturer, it was only the administration office which was open. And those people, as I said earlier, none of them talk because all turned me down to say I should wait for the principal, that they cannot talk.
Sergio, thank you very much for that in-depth information about the crisis currently going on at the Gambia College. Alhassan mu nekk loo xam ne fu mu ne nii fanaan taxawal na ñu bari seen nopp fu mu ne nii lii moom laajte na urgent intervention, and I think it's high time government bi the Ministry of Higher Education in particular mu approach ñii di students of the Gambia College xam jox leen at least information boo xam ne dina dalal seen xel yi.
Wow, exactly. Why definitely basically because gis nañ many unfoldings you passé gis nañ ne most often bala government di react daf day jël time wala by the time you react daf day fekk comme a lot has been lost.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, have a solution intact before approaching the people. Talking, there's a lot that can be solved through talking. In communications, xam nga daf day daral hel, daf day muna them a long way in, putting people's minds at ease.
Obviously. Tey suñu Gambia College nekk na place boo xam ne man personally attend naa Gambia College.
yow mun nga say all
and bi ma fa nekk sa lu ñu daan jànkuwanteel yàlla rek a xam. It was so much because gis nañ lii di seen accommodation minister bi sax mu ngi wax ne even some of the mattresses you use were there over 2 decades or so mu nekk loo xam ne moom he has a point on that because lii di dormitories yi seen situation bi from the onset dafa nekk loo xam ne always daf dee
xoolal wane gi loolu is not healthy loolu mun naa jur feebar yu bëri sax wane gi nu mel students yi ñu ngi in a bad condition Alhasan they are really in a bad condition
so nguur gi daal dañu war a dox ay jéego yoo xam ne dañoo solve solution bi waaye li ñoo def rek coming up next is newspaper review. Well, we begin with the Foreya newspaper and we look at their headlines. Banju Brew halts production. College students to organize demonstration if lecturer strike continues. Armed forces allocated over 50,000 hectares of farmland. Government engaged in fruitful talks on liquor tax. Basic commodity prices in the month of Ramadan. International nurses day observed in Gambia. Saudi Arabia hosting OIC, what next? These are the headlines on the Foreya newspaper. Fatmata lii gën a fees ci xibaar yi Foreya waaye dañoo door ak lii di Banjul Brews halts production. Banjul Brews Limited, commonly known as Jul Brew, has yesterday, the 13th of May 2019, stopped production of all kinds of beverages, both hard and soft. Bori Dabo, the country sales and marketing manager of the Banjul Brews Limited, yesterday told Foreya that they have stopped production and they are waiting for the government to decide whether they will reduce the tax levy on them or not, and that will determine their fate on whether to continue with the production or finally close the business. He said, as of now, the company is only selling the drinks that are in their stores, and when they are finished, they will stop all the activities in the company. On Friday, some of our staff were invited by the authorities for a meeting, and they were asked to come up with a rate at which we want our stuff to be sold. They gave a proposal rather, and we are now listening to them. If they don't want to put our demands into consideration, we will shut down the company, he said. Mr. Dabo said, as of now, the company is going through a lot of difficulties and challenges, and it is high time for the government to listen to them. He said that Jul Brew has been cooperating in all duties, especially when it comes to paying taxes. Dabo, last week in an interview, told Foreya that if the government did not revise the tax levy on them, the company will have no other choice than to shut down its business. He said in 2017, they paid $120 million as tax. In 2018, $132 million, and in 2019, just from January to April, $97 million. He noted that the company cannot continue to pay this amount of money on tax alone. Lii nekk na xibaar boo xam ne xibaar bu yàgga juddu la mu ngay maaga di maaga rek ba tey nag toll na fii nii lii di Banjul Brews yàgg na kii di bëri daaw seen sales direct manager bi mu ngi wax ne nu affaire bi daan demee since bu ñu yokkee lii di tax bi from 10% to 75%, ñoom as a company, I mean, they cannot sustain that, they cannot, cope with that levy on them. Depuis bu affaire bi di doore nag mu ngi daan wax ne su lii di continuer ñoom dañoo stop ba tax na léegi nag xibaar bi wax na ne lii di Banjul Brews stop nañ production ba tax na liñ nekk di def right now mooy luñ am si seen biir stores yi loolu lañ nekk di jaay te wax na ne su loolu jeexee rek ñoom whatever activity yi bu ñu daan def rek dañ ko stop.
Alhasan, Banju Brew moom ñëpp xam nañ ne fa mu ne nii ñoom ñooy toj boppi xibaar yi Alhasan dafa am lu critical si Banju Brew seen situation bi soo xoolee lu gaa jot a fay in the whole of last year mooy 2018 tax bi soo ko xoolee soo ko accumulaté yëpp dem na ba over $100 million but then xoolal lifin naka lu gaay jota fay diri January ba tey mooy bu ñu yokkee from 10% to 75 ba tey ñu ngi laa wone $97 million léegi yow xalaatal fii balaa year bi di end ñaata la Banjul Breweries di war a fay si tax ndax duñ exhaust ñoom seen income bi sax dafa there's a question mark on that but then gis nañ fay ne kii di information minister bi ak tourism minister bi ñu génn keroog di wax ak population bi di jéem a dalal seen xel waaye lu askan bi ñaawlu woon si loolu mooy ne di fekk ne they were not willing to give a deadline pour kañ la gars yi di solve situation bi te ñëpp xam nañ ne lii dafa need urgent intervention Banjul Breweries fu mu nekk ne they are at a dying point and they need urgent help.
Obviously mu nekk loo xam ne daal nekk na xibaar bu doy waar waaye gis nga mbiri Banjul Breweries bii nii because gis nañ ne lii dafa nekk loo xam ne this 10% to 75% increment bi dafa nekk si loo xam ne comme brewery company ak lii di li ko ñoo xam ne dañoo produce lii di sàngara bi ak yooyu noonu tax bi is purposely directed to these companies am na ñoo xam ne nag jot nañoo wax ñu ne ñoom si seen gis-gis ñu ngi jéem a wax ne lii dafa nekk loo xam ne décision boo xam ne religion daf ko influence mu nekkoon loo xam ne nag ñu bëri jot nañ si sànni ay kaddu ndax ñi am na ñoo xam ne dañ ne lii dafa mel ni nguur gi dañ bëgg a déggaat lii di production yi sangara bi comme nu moo mel si dëkk bi loolu nag is a dimension of certain critics or certain people yoo xam ne loolu seen gis-gis si lii di problème bii nii waaye am na ñoo xam ne tam si seen ay binda jot nañoo wax nguur gi su nekkee dimension boobu noonu leen jël loolu noonu du make sense ndax ñu ne especially benn bindakat sax moom li mu wax mooy lii di finance minister bi su moo jël décision na make sure ne mu nekk décision boo xam ne dafa am economic sense mu nekk loo xam ne daal doy na waar daal mu nekk
waa nit ku nekk sax gis-gis xëy na critics yooyu loolu lañ gis ba den su dee government bi comme nu ko kooku waxee rek su dee loolu lañ base seen increment bi it wouldn't make sense because the Gambia is a secular state so it wouldn't make sense to make decisions based on religious lines.
waaw doy na waar trop waaye nag lii di Banjul Brews ñu bëri nag wax nañ ne war a ñëw tëj ndax li moo def si société bi dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa ñaaw trop ndax gis nañ ne ñoom si seen bopp sax lii di Banjul Brews si seen communication ñu ngi ñoo wan ne nit ñoo xam ne ñu ngi am seen living I mean through the Banjul Brews I mean dafa bëri trop ndax lii di even bëri daabo jot naa wone di connection di chain of connection of nit ñi naka lañ nekk di dundee si lii di Banjul Brews di fi si wholesalers yi ak lii di retailer yi ak even di tourism industry ndax gis nañ am na kàddu yoo xam ne sa lii di hôtelier yi ñu ngi wax ne su Banjul Brews waree dem ba stop loolu dina disturb lii di tourism
no affected Banjul Breweries rek do xëy na ñoom la affect directly waaye indirectly there are so many other institutions affected.
waaw mu nekk loo xam ne daal waaye xam naa ne as time goes on we will be getting more information on this issue ñu dem ak suñu next story bi still on the Foroyaa newspaper basic commodity prices in the month of Ramadan. This reporter was out and about to check on prices of basic commodities within the Kanifing municipality and the West Coast region in this holy month of Ramadan and to seek the views of vendors and consumers on its impact in their lives. Basic food commodities such as sugar, rice, cooking oil, imported chicken legs, onion and Irish potato, to name a few, are abundant in almost all markets. The information gathered by this reporter has it that basic commodities such as iron, Irish potato, sugar and rice increased steeply just before the beginning of Ramadan, but that this saturation of some of these commodities, particularly onion and Irish potato, has forced their price to go down. That a bag of onion that used to be sold for $350 now costs $450 or less, depending on quality. That a bag of Irish potato which used to be sold for $700 just days before Ramadan now costs $550 or less, depending on quality. However, bag of sugar which used to cost $1,350 now costs $1,450 in most shops within the Kanifing municipality and the West Coast region. The price of this particular basic commodity has increased despite attempts by the authorities for wholesalers and retailers to maintain a fair price on it. waaw bi mu nekk loo xam ne tam lii di Foroyaa seen benn reporter dem na am lii di dem xool ba xam lana commodity price bi fu mu toll si Ramadan bi nekk nii te gis nañ ne some of the issues you mentioned mooy cooking oil imported chicken legs yi nii lii di sugar ak Irish potato mooy pompiteer bi ak lii di suukar di jéem a wane price yi daal fa mu nekkoon balaa weeri koor ak fu mu nekk jamono jii nii.
price yi Alhasan du ma wax ne dañ yokk rek waaye price yi moom xaw ma dañ ñaay fence xaw ma dañ jàll géej xaw ma nu ma ko oyoo wala dañ egg mountain parce que price yi honestly dafa it's frustrating tey da nga xool di nga am sa kër xëy na bidongi diwleen nga am si saako maalo nga am saako sabla waaye taxut soo yóbbu $300 si marché bi sax du doy sa nduga ba tax na ba pare ñoom gën a affect mooy jigéen ñi tey di nga jot sa jigéen dépense xam nga mu dem si marché bi nga fone manage it wala dafa xëy na hide some part of the dépense fekk yow xamul lool billaay soo géejee marché nga dem marché yow di nga xam lan la jigéen ñi day face man mi dee dem weekend ba weekend sax su ma demee marché danga géej marché last weekend nga dem this weekend like prices yi mel ni mu mel ni 2 years ñëwuloo marché dafa price control moom I think government war nañ si xoolaat bu baax fu mu ne ni moom dëgg nit ñi dañ sonn to be honest.
At least we need a policy boo xam ne dafa mun a regulate these kind of uncertainties ndax compagnie yi bëri nañ eneen ñu bëri dañ dee wax ne weeri koor nekk na weer boo xam ne weer boobu la nit ñi war a xoolaat ci yàlla ñu mun a wàññi li bëri def yu bëri ngir yàlla fekk du nekk ngir profit waaye dafa mel ni people take this opportunity I mean ndax Ramadan nekk na loo xam ne ñun itam ndax gis nañ ne even sëriñ yu bëri itam wax nañ waarekat yi bëri ñu ngi wax ne weer bi itam nekk na weer boo xam ne comme ñun itam nuñ ko nekk di jëlee nekkul the right procedure as far as Islam is concerned ndax nit ñi dañ téye weeri koor bi weeri lekka dem di jënd ay pompiteer dajale lu nekk jaaykat itam ñu gis ne loolu is an advantage ñoom itam they use that to abuse the people because xam nañ ne fu mu jaar nit ñi moom foog ñu dem marché te dañoo jënd ndax ay jaajugundaay suñ demee ba or kay dañoo ne man moom tey dama lekk ba biir
xam nga sa mbokki pël yaay jaay ñoom price yëpp ñoo ko yokk si marché bi pël yi
waaye lu ñu def rek ñaax lii di jaaykat yi itam ñu bàyyi seen xel xam ne weer bi am na solo trop ndax fii weer la weer boo xam ne soo si jaamoo yàlla rek yàlla exponential rate la dee fayee bu doon benn la dee jox dina la jox over 10 or more so ñu gën a góorgóorlu rek seet ngir weer bi wàccee suñ price yi léegi lu ñoo def rek dañoo dem ak the Standard newspaper ñu dem ak seen headlines yi the government clarifies tax hike on alcoholic beverages. Drug dealer pardoned by Barrow slammed with 1 million fine, 10-year jail term. Gambia Armed Forces to end rice importation, save government $48 million. Gambia will host 2021 OIC summit. Government source. These are the headlines on the Standard newspaper. Why Farmara li gëna fi ci xibaari Standard newspaper ñu dem ak Gambia Armed Forces to end rice importation, save government $48 million. Is about to embark will achieve the long cherished ambition of ending rice importation in the country within 3 years. The military said the project will save the government up to $48 million it spends annually on purchasing rice for soldiers. The Gambia Armed Forces Agricultural Project focal person Esa Tamba said, with the partners we have and the type of production we want to embark on, if we are given all the support by the government within 3 years, this country will not import rice and the price will be cheaper. We are very confident. Tamba said the project will include animal husbandry and poultry, adding that they have already secured 50,000 plots of land in the paddy fields of Central River region. Other parts of the country, he said 30% of the workforce will be women and youth. He added that their South African partners, AGCO Group, is set to invest a whopping $125 million into the project. Asked what their partners seek to gain from investing such an amount in the project, Tamba said they are not in the position to disclose the detail of the agreement as it is currently negotiated at a higher level. To take on the critics' part, after the new broke of Army's planned involvement in agriculture, several activists criticized the move as unwise. Activist Madi Jobate said if the army is allowed to engage in such ventures, Gambia Armed Forces could become too powerful like the army in Egypt. and hold an influential role in the country's economic and politics. But Gambia Armed Forces spokesperson Major Lamin Sanyang said the activist fears are unfounded. We understand that there are some uninformed quarters floating some outrageous ideas that Gambia Armed Forces must be stopped from venturing into agriculture. I think it is time that some people are called by what they are, irresponsible, but when issues of this nature are being discussed, especially on national platforms, he told journalists that at the Gambia Armed Forces headquarters yesterday. I wish to reiterate that no amount of innuendo or rhetoric can dissuade us from this cause. We are on a legal mission, and anyone trying to stop Gambia Armed Forces in this venture will be embarking on an illegal activity. Li nekk na xibaar yoo xam ne jóge na si Armed Forces gis nañ ne ñoom wax nañ ne Gambia Armed Forces dañoo end lii di rice importation ba pare si kaw loolu dañoo dimbale nguur gi ñu mun a save lii di 48 million dollars boo xam ne loolu leen day jël pour jëndal lii di maalo pour soldats yi réew mi. ba pare tam wax nañ ne comme lu gaay teg lu gaay plan su waree dem na mu war a demee within 3 years lii di Gambia duñ import rice mu nekk xibaar boo xam ne nag xibaar bu am solo la.
Well, although I'm not critics, the critics mom do they it is part of what strengthens an initiation. Why man sisma on guess fanane it's a good initiative by the Gambia Armed Forces because so government bijol initiative at least a sector of a state institution is doing it. Importation dafa nekk lu soxal ni ñu bari léegi neen Gambia ñun war nañoo passé fu ñoo nekk di importer suñ basic xam nga living commodities yi di ko expect lu mel ni si maalo lu mel ni si ganaar nen xam nga it's high time we engage in such. If the government is not doing it, then if a state institution is willing to do it, honestly I see nothing wrong with it, and I commend them for taking up such an initiative. Saka lu mel ni maalo moom it's high time the government started working on ways of stopping importation of rice, honestly, because it is damaging our economy whether we know it or not.
waaw mu nekk loo xam ne am na solo trop lii di Gambia Armed Forces tam wane nañ ne am nañ lii di partners from South Africa ñoo xam ne ñu ngi bugg a spend over $125 million si lii di project buñ nekk nii waaye am na ñoo xam ne buñ laajtee lana nekk ñu seen génn si lii di project bu gaa nekk di joint venture nii waaye lii di spokesperson yi army bi li mu wax mooy ñoom right now nekkuñ ci position boo xam ne dañoo mën a génnee kàddu yooyu noonu pour leeral loolu ndax ba léegi lii di seen partnership bi ak boobu compagnie mu ngi si beneen level boo xam ne comme ëpp na leen doole so xam na suñ paree si loolu noonu si lañ ñoo mën a indi ay kàddu pour leeral loolu noonu waaye waxi Madi Jobaate tam ñëw na fii nii ndax gis nañ ne moom as an activiste ak nit boo xam ne tam jot na am some experience ak yeneen ak gis-gisam daal as a concerned citizen moom li mu gis mooy armed forces bi suñ waree toll foo xam ne lii di maalo nguur réew mi ñoom ñoo ko béy dañoo nekk ñoo xam ne dañoo am an economic position boo xam ne dafa dëgër mu nekk loo xam ne nag moom si gis-gisam mooy ragal na li mel ni Egypte seen armed forces bi nekk armed forces boo xam ne am na doole because mu ngi am economic influence si nguur gi ba nga xam ne ragal na nguur gi mën nañoo use loolu pour noot lii di general civilians yi.
Well, kii Alhassan responsibility boo gis ak right boo gis dafa ànd limitation fanaa loolu si ñun la des ñun nit ñi ñun ñoo war a xëy na pousse suñ National Assembly members si ñu taxawal waaye yoo xam ne dina may limité dina joxe ay limitation when it comes to this project with the army but other than that, honestly, it is a very good initiative which people really appreciate.
Exactly. Léegi ñu dem ak suñ other story on the Standard newspaper still. Government clarifies tax hike on alcoholic beverages. Government spokesperson Ibrahima Sankare last evening issued a press release clarifying the finance ministry did not unilaterally impose the new taxes as is being alleged. The statement reads, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs wishes to inform the general public that contrary to widespread allegations and confusion surrounding the new excise rates on alcoholic beverages, the tax is in fact part of the 2019 budget appropriation bill that was approximately tabled and debated before National Assembly during the 2019 budget sessions. Therefore, the Finance Ministry did not unilaterally impose new taxes as is being alleged besides those approved in the 2019 budget appropriation. It was in this light that the ministry, through the approval of the National Assembly, revised the excise rates on domestic alcoholic beverages. These new tax rates came into effect in January 2019 and affect alcoholic beverages only. Finally, the ministry wishes to further inform the public and the business community in particular that it is more than committed to supporting businesses in overcoming challenges that affect their operations. In the light of this and conscious of the significant role businesses play in the Gambian economy, the Finance Ministry has since been having fruitful talks in the National Assembly, Select Committee on Trade and the System Ministry of Trade to work out a lasting solution to this and similar matters. The government of the Gambia wishes to thank the operators in the sector for their usual support and cooperation. Li nekk na xibaar boo xam ne mu ngi jógee si lii di spokesperson yi government bi Tangara di jéem a leeral ne nguur gi especially Ministry of Finance jëluñ décision yi yokka tax bi ñoom rek as a ministry dafa nekk décision boo xam ne dafa jaar yoo xam ne yaakaar naa wala dinañ peeg ne mu ngi jëma wone ne dafa jaar through a due process ndax mu ne lii di exercise tax increment bi nii nekk na loo xam ne comme bokk na si lii di 2019 budget bi te jaar na through the appropriate procedure tax na lii di National Assembly ñoo approuve loolu noonu même nekk loo xam ne doxal nañ ko as a loi si as a law rather si biiri réew bii nii waaye lii nag am na signal bu moo seen ndax gis nañ yeneen aspect citizens yoo xam ne wax nañ si mbiri affaire bii nii ndax wax nañ ne lii di National Assembly bi boo xam ne moom lañ leen yaakaare ndax nekkul lépp loo xam ne dañ ko indi si National Assembly bi rek mu nekk loo xam ne da ngeen a gaaw dem rek xam nga approuve loolu noonu yaakaar naa comme ñu bëri seen gis-gis mooy lii di National Assembly bi seen select committee bi on trade ak lii di ñoom si seen bopp sax war a dox ay jéego yoo xam ne lépp loo xam ne dañ ko approuve na fekk ne exhaust nañ all the scrutiny procedures maanaam ñu seet ba xam ne comme bii moom bu demee nii la moo mel bu duggee si society bi as a policy ba pare nii la moo impacté society bi ba pare comme ñu mun a gis the overview of the effect of that policy waaye suñ deful loolu noonu rek at the end of the day suñ demee bi approve out of I mean limited scrutiny dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa harm society bi ba tax nañu bëri jàpp nañ ne loolu noonu moo nekk di xew fu mu nekk nii ndax gis nañ lii di Banju Brew is a victim of such a policy.
Wow, government bi wax nañ seen side of the story. It is obvious that it wasn't a unilateral decision because ñëpp xam nañ ne such policies cannot go through without passing the parliament. But in parliament bi on their side, honestly, they have admitted, that they have not done the right thing by scrutinizing the whole thing. But they also blamed in turn blamed the government for not doing also the right thing by not doing the proper consultations before coming up with such policies, consultations in a sense that meeting the people that will be affected by such policies. With regards in connection with this, the finance minister had a meeting with some representatives from IMF, International Monetary Fund. During the press conference, a journalist asked him if the decision to increase the tax was influenced by the IMF, if they were advised by the IMF, but then he denied that, saying that if anybody is saying that, it is not true. But then hamnen ne amon na ay reports ne IMF reports isa mu joge ci ay government sources ne IMF ñoo influence seen decision bi. But then demba ci kanami IMF representatives the government was denying that, saying ne ñoom soo gisee ñu def tax increment bi pour ay salary increment la ak yu jëm noonu. Ma feel ne government bi feel nen in that aspect because soo demee ba bëgg a def ay salary increment yu mel ni ki ay 50% te xam nga ne you have senior staff yoo xam ne li nga leen a fay mashallah. So façon yooyu noonu soo ko bëggee def, I think the right thing to do is put up the some strategic investment nga engage in some investment yu laa mun a may xaalis boo xam ne, but not imposing tax on institution yoo xam ne xëy na yàgg nañ fi, they've been paying tax regularly ba pare yoo xam nga ne tax boo xam ne 10% to 75 is overwhelming, so obviously it will affect them to the in the case of Banju, they are at a dying point. They are right now fu mu ne ni suñu leen dimbale ñoom luñ gis rek mooy shut down.
waaw nekk na loo xam ne daal affaire la daal waaye gis nga on the National Assembly issue is a place boo xam ne we generally dañ si war a press because basically ñoom ñoo war a safeguard lii di interest nit ñi because pour ñu gas moom dafa leen war because you don't blindly approve something fekk yow si sa bopp amuloo si that in-depth knowledge. Nekk na loolu
the National Assembly, to be honest, have failed in that aspect. But ñoom tamit lu ñu wax ne xëy na is part of their reasons mooy ne ñoom they are overloaded fu mu ne nii mu ne by right every National Assembly member war nga am xëy na an admin officer nga xam ne moo laa dimbale si some of these things. Xam nga waaw ba den ñoom laag nañ loolu ba nga xam ne they are so overloaded sometimes they deal with so much ba nga xam ne moo dee waral rush in in approving some of these policies.
Wow, exactly. Waaye am na beneen point boo xam ne dinaa ko indiwaat ndax nekk na loo xam ne gis naa si binda yu bari and then binda yoo xam ne la there is from concerned citizens of this country because lii di tax increment bi nii gis nañ ne comme it only affects alcoholic beverages te point bi ma laa wax rek mooy bi ma waxoon rek bu ñu amee alia ne ñi dafa am ñoo xam ne gëm nañ dañ jàpp ne lii di government bi seen décision bii nii li ko influence mooy is a religious influence waaye ba léegi rek pour ñëwaat si loolu am na beneen point boo xam ne laal nga ko foofu mbiri salary increment ak yu mel noonu ba dem nga ba wax lii di IMF because bu gaay pare increase salary bi am na ñoo xam ne comme si seen gis-gis economics la ñoom dañ ne loolu tax government bi they have to go that while to be able to to extract money somewhere in the country pour ñu mën a sustain loolu noonu ndax at the initial stage according to ñooñu noonu ñu ngi woon ne government bi duñ daan mën a def lu mel noonu suñ defut lii di tax increment bi waaye nag basically li am solo mooy local industry yuñ am dañ nekk loo xam ne comme at no cost comme fu mu toll daal dañ ko war a protect because gis nañ réew yoo xam ne lu mel ni Sénégal loo xam ne ñooñu gën a jege lii di Bori Touré kii di sales director Banju Brew mu ngi wax ne ñoom si seen products yi sax seen drinks yi suñ ko waree dugal Sénégal it takes them a very 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 comme tough procedure balaa ñu dugal ba pare suñ ko dugalee itam luñ dee fere yuñ dee comme luñ dee spend ak lu ñoo jànkuwanteel basically daf dee wax ne even to not to export it moo gën dan nga export ko because most likely da nga see jëlee loss than profit mu nekk loo xam ne we can understand ne the government of Senegal ñu ngi protect seen local industry because what Banju Brew is producing there are companies of that type yoo xam ne ñu ngi biir Sénégal ñu ngi produce loolu noonu so allowing Banju Brew to take in their goods that easy dafa create a bigger competition for those companies te mun naa tax ñooñu noonu seen market bi du mun a dem na mu war a demee which means the economy of that particular country mooy Sénégal du mun a dem at the pace boo xam ne ñoom loolu lañ expect so ñu bëri itam lañ gëm ne ñun suñ government bi itam ñoo xam lan lañ war a use waaye whatever they have to do should be loo xam ne di local industries yoo xam ne ñu fii ñu protect leen da ngaa gis ñu mun a am surplus more of local industries pour ñu mun a propel ndax gis nañ ne sport in this country is not moving music is not moving nothing is not going simply because amuñ these corporate bodies yoo xam ne dañoo ñëw jàppale ndax gis nañ musicians yi always they will tell you that if I have a program if I have a show I hardly get sponsors and then individually I cannot sponsor the event which makes it very very difficult pour ñu mun a go on with their projects mun a def loo xam ne tam dafa mun a move society bi
Alassane wax nga lu am solo torop man nii dafa nekk topic boo xam ne dama si dee sawar rek di waxtaan dama si dee sawar always di waxtaan ñun Gambians si dañu war a empower our local industries but then the government has to take the lead government bi war nañoo jël the lead in empowering what we have nañ fonkal luñ moom nañ bëggal luñ moom ñu bàyyee fi jàmbur Gambie tey soo bàyyee Gambie dem comme ni nga ko waxee dem beneen dëkk ku la xool kenn du la xool beneen ñun Gambie dafa mel ni ñun yëfi jàmbur daf ñu neex ba nga xam ne lu ñu am it's so hard pour ñu empower ko which I think is an attitude
anyway am nañ lu interesting well viewers this is all we have for you on today's edition of Good Morning Africa show you can log on tomorrow at the same time 9 to 10 for the news review thank you and bye for now
mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a jaajëfal si topp bi ngeen di topp every Monday to Friday 9 to 10 di leen ne ñun yéen lañ fi nekkal comme ni ma leen ko waxee sa jëlbeen ba di leen dig daje ba suba si seen beneen Good Morning Africa show jërë ngeen jëf